What up everybody, Sokar here with episode 15. And today things have changed a little bit around here. Well, first of all, I have completed the roof. I'm still not entirely sure what I'm doing here because I have several plans. I don't know which would fit better here, but I'm thinking that we'll figure that out in a moment. But as you can see, we do have a roof over our head here. We do need some patterning in the ceilings still, and we still need to actually furnish the place a little bit to make it more welcoming. But we'll get to that. Anyway, things have changed here, not just because of the roof, but as you all know, 1.9 pre-release 4 has arrived, which kind of says to me that we're not getting the real 1.9 now or anytime soon. And if we do, we might as well be ready for it. So things have changed, as said. I moved our world, or well, I opened our world in 1.9, and things were less than ideal, as you may say. So I took the liberty of fixing our world. Yep, land has now come to us, not the other way around. And basically what I did was I had to move the castle into a new world, a new seed, because the one we had were no longer an ocean biome, and that meant that we had several weird occurrences in the actual ocean that had spawned. So I found a new ocean biome, and this one seems really nice. As you start over on that island there, it should be said it took me 8 hours to find this seed. I couldn't really find one I was happy with. But you start on that island there. It's a really nice island. I'm kinda sad that that wasn't the one we actually started on, but no matter. We've gotten so far on this one. And basically what I did was I took not necessarily a perimeter, but I just went down to the cave systems and found out which parts were where it was best to cut them off, you know, in terms of ravines and mine shafts, so you wouldn't cut straight into a mine shaft or ravine. And this is basically what we came up with. There's an underground wall around beneath, not underground, but beneath the sea. But we'll have to live with that. Also, there's a little funny thing down there I might show you later. But we have a lot of stuff to cover today, so we will get started with that. We will today we'll make all the stuff we need to make, because now we are in 1.9. We need to get ready for all the cool stuff like enchanting. So we'll need a library. We won't do that today, but we will need it. And we'll need to get our brewing lab ready. And before we can actually do those things, we need to make sure that we have all the other features handled, which means we need a pumpkin farm and we need a melon farm. And as you can see, I've actually found melon seeds. I did find some in an abandoned mine shaft, but I guess we might as well make more. There we go. Those pumpkins we found in the last episode. So we have seeds now. We have tons of seeds. So that's great. But we need to make that, and that's what we're going to do this episode. We're going to continue on the farm tower. But the plans have changed a little bit, and I'll show you why. To begin with, I'll show you the design that I had in mind, the one that I would put in here. So I'll go into my testing world, so I'll be with you in a sec. Alright, here we are. This is basically a copy of the old world. You know, the one I also built my 300 subscriber special station in. And as you can see, we have what should have been a swamp right here, and it's definitely not a small one. And I simply did not want that on my balcony. So that's why we moved to a new seed. Oh, and that's where we have our storage, minecart storage module Mark III over there. Has undergone great improvements. I will show you that either in the tutorial I promised to make or in another episode at some point. But what we've come for here is this thing. And this right here is my melon farm. Right now it's the melon farm. It's also designed to be a pumpkin farm. And I'll reset it and show you how it works. Basically, yeah, I tested it out before I actually came in here. Basically what this is, it's designed in a way that allows you to come in here. Let's say this is the entrance to the melon farm, which would you gotta remember that it's designed to fit inside the 8x8 tower there, or 10x10 I believe it is. So everything, every wire and stuff like that had to fit in here. That took a long time to actually figure out. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on below here. But basically I wanted to be able to harvest this in two ways. I wanted to be able to harvest it from below, and I wanted to be able to harvest it from the actual farm. And also, beyond that, I wanted to be able to switch between which farms I wanted to harvest and which one I didn't. Like, I wanted to have a switch that said, okay, when you flip this switch to the sugarcane or the farm lever, you only get the sugar canes, you don't get the melons and you don't get the pumpkins. And the reason I wanted that is because, as you can see, well, it's not tilled, but when a melon spawns, boom, the soil is going to be untilled, which means that you have to manually go in here and make sure that things work again. And so you might not necessarily want to harvest the melons when you harvest the sugar canes. So that's what this does. Now the first switch is here. This allows us to, let's say this is where the melons are. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And what you do was you'd switch that on so the water turns off. The floor comes up. You push this button. You harvest the melons. You till the soil. You move out again. You switch that. And of course you picked up the melons. You reset the farm and it's ready to be left alone again. But also, what I have made to this is I have made it so that you can harvest it from below with the same switch that we had on from you know, from the sugar canes. And basically before that I also made this switch. When that switch is switched, which would then be in that switch would go through here. That switch would be over there. When you switch that switch on, then the farm tower switch, the one that harvests, would not harvest the melons. But if you didn't switch it on, it would harvest the melons. So, pretty complex stuff for the space that it's in. But the thing is, my good friend Craftbench sent me a personal message about a guy called Crucial Craft, I believe he's called. And he has made a design that actually allows you to get melons and pumpkins without untilling the soil, which would basically mean that we would have a completely automatic melon and pumpkin farm. And to be honest, I'm leaning towards that solution, so I will get to that design right away, because we have a lot to be done in this episode, so I will hurry up. So this is the design that I have in mind. This is the one that we'll be working with, and the reason, you know, you look at it, we have two spawn spots, right? And then we have this big hulking thing, but the reason we will use this one is that. See? Not only does it harvest it itself, we will never have to come back to this module once we build it. And that's really what I want for the base, you know? I want as much of the things in it to be automated as possible, if that makes sense. I mean, I want to build this and never have to look at it again. And when I want something, I just push a button and I get it, you know. So I'll put I'll make a holding area. Oh, there it worked. Very nice for the demonstration. I actually thought it was a melon one I put in, but apparently it's a pumpkin. The only real issue with it is that it doesn't always get over the edge here. If you ram it all in, it gets better. but there will be some losses. But then again, considering the upsides of it, the pros of it, I can't really complain. Now I should say that this thing is created or was invented by Crucial Craft, and I was made aware of it by Craftbench. And yeah, so really sweet of Craftbench. I mean, he's a really nice guy. I haven't really talked to Crucial Craft, but Craftbench is a very nice guy, and I'm really happy that so many of you guys come with great suggestions on where I can find ideas and stuff like that, because I can't find it all on my own. I mean, I do search and I watch a lot of Minecraft videos, but I can't watch everything. So it's really great when people like him come and suggest stuff like that. But anyway, that said, this is the build we will be working with. So let's get back to the base and get started. Here we are, on the top of the building. Damn, we have gotten far since that cobblestone foundation I made in the beginning. Yes, Jesus. But yeah, anyway, I'm thinking we will do... Where will we do this? Well, I guess we will stick with the method that I'm already doing, and that is we're gonna cover this up real quick. Oh, except for this that hole. We want that hole to be open and accessible. And remind me that we need to, now that we're in 1.9, we can also go to the nether. And I'm gonna have to do that to get some damn glowstone, because what I'm doing here is basically gonna turn on my sugarcane farm, I think. But luckily I've thought ahead and made a utility entrance to this place, and because of that we will always be able to go in and fix stuff. I just gotta make sure that I'm not closing myself in down here, because we want to be able to get up again. And to be honest, this is not actually ideal, because as you can see, that the farm below actually took up too much space. Basically, I have divided my building into levels, and this one below actually goes up one level too much, one level too high. But there's nothing we can really do about that. And oh damn! Ouch! I don't think I have any bread. I will turn that on. We won't need it for a while. Just flip that switch and then get back to the building process. Oh damn, that was a huge lag spike. So we're going up here. Here we go. Gotta get through this roof again. But as said, it basically takes up more space down there than I wanted it to, because I had to pull the wire on top of it, so it takes up a level more than I wanted it to. But it's I think that'll will make that work as well. But I'm also thinking I won't respect that if we are to build this stuff up here, because we're gonna need a lot of these guys. I think I counted it in a way that means we can have 3 of those modules on every level, and 3 of those equals 6 spawn spaces, and we basically want 12 for both pumpkins and melons, so we're gonna have to build 4 of them. And it's 7 tall, and I don't know if that's gonna interfere. It's not. So that's 7 times 4, which is 28, and yeah, we're gonna have space for it. So basically that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a little tall, but what can you do? We gotta make this roof first, though, before we can get to that. So I gotta place this right. There we go. I'm just gonna make the roof here real quick. I'll make this and ready the foundation for the build, and then I will be back. The foundation is ready. There was some complications off camera when I ran down. Apparently I hadn't lit up the spiral staircase there well enough, and I got creepered in there and had to repair it, and yeah, stuff just went bad. But it allowed me time to realize that I had made a mistake. Oh, and I forgot to turn the sound on because it also began raining. And when it rains, I prefer having the sound off while I wait for it to go away. But anyway, as I was saying, because of that, I had time to figure out a mistake that I had made. And that was that, let's see, I'm using glass here. I probably shouldn't do that, but who cares? Now, we want the funnel to be... Actually, I'll find that out later. But anyway, as said, I had made the mistake of thinking that the pistons, I needed more non-sticky pistons than sticky pistons, and that's wrong. But luckily, I, as said, fixed that. So now we're ready to build it. Now, I'm gonna build this first one on camera, and then I'm gonna build the rest off camera. And the reason being, you probably won't appreciate watching me build the same stuff however many times this is gonna take. I haven't actually totally decided which how many I'm gonna build. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Had some problems at the door. What I was saying was, yeah, I haven't totally decided how many of these I'm gonna build, and you probably won't appreciate having to see them all getting built as you already seen them. One of them being built. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna use smooth stone here just because I like some order in the builds. So that done, and we need the cobblestone there and there. And keep in mind that I have tried building these. Actually, I saw the build, and then usually the way I do it, I know it's inefficient and it's not time saving, but what I do when I build stuff like this is if I see somebody build something cool, I'm usually gonna watch what they do and then try to reinvent it myself. And the reason behind doing it that way is, oh, and I gotta make sure that I do this right now. The reason I do it like that is if I don't do it myself, there's a very good chance that I don't know why things work the way they do. But if I invent it, or not invent it myself, but figure out how to build it myself, I will be much more capable of using the knowledge at a later point. Like the butt switch actually was a total coincidence that I found out about that. I never actually intended on building those things, or hadn't ever tried it. But during the construction of my, what am I doing wrong here? Something is not right. Alright, I had to refer with my construction world, make sure that I did it right. And yeah, I was actually doing it right. But anyway, as I was saying, if I learn to build stuff myself, that means that I'm more capable of using that knowledge in later builds, and it also helps me invent my own stuff, like that station I invented. You might say, well, you didn't really invent it, it was Seth Blink that invented it. Yeah, he invented what I built upon, but I don't think he actually ever intended it to work the way that I went about doing it, and I wouldn't have ever been able to do that build if it wasn't because of previous builds where I had taken the time to figure out why it worked by myself. So I believe very strongly in even if you are gonna make what someone else has already made, then build it yourself because of just that. Now we gotta make this right. This is the butt switch, which means that that leads up there, which means we need the repeater. I still only have built this like 2-3 times, which means that I don't always know exactly how. Oh damn! That means I don't really know the build completely off the top of my head, and actually something looks okay. No, right. It's because I'm doing that wrong. There we go. And then what? Then we need the pulsar, which is basically built like this. Now, I won't explain too much about how this actually works. I mean, in terms of the pulsar, because there's so much information on it already. If you guys want me to do that in these videos, then just make sure to tell me, and I will definitely do that in the future. But I'm thinking that a lot of you guys already know how much of most of this works, so I won't bother with it unless you tell me that you want it. And I know I should use a shovel for that, but okay, so we need that there, that there. Oh, I can't wait for the enchanting, man. I mean, have you noticed what you can do with that now? It's just crazy. I mean, a diamond pick with efficiency 5, that's a 50% increased mining rate on a diamond pick. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm gonna be when that happens, actually, I have a really big project in mind that I just couldn't be asked to do because it was just that. It was so big. It would have taken so much time, and I just thought I would do that in creative and make it a special, but just because of this I might actually do it in survival, just because it's now more or less durable. Okay, now one of these, okay, there it is. There. Good, and I think that's the first one, guys. I believe this is now a working model. No, something's still off. Oh, right, I need to... right, I haven't done those. And I gotta remember just how you do that. You do it like this. So that powers that. This is actually, considering how small it is, it's a very complicated machine, and as I already said, a big... I'm really impressed with this build. Really, it's a great design. I could never have invented this, but again, it leads me back to why you need to do stuff yourself also. And that is, yeah, I know. I don't know if I'm gonna make all. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it all glass here, but come on. But the reason I'm doing it here is just so you can see through it. But anyway, as I was saying, I could never have built this myself. The reason being, I didn't know that a butt switch could be affected by the way it was built. You know, in terms of direction, it was turned. So there's just so many things about the game that I still don't know. But the more you play with it, and the more I play with it, the better I become, and the same for you, I'm sure. You just need to give it some tries, you know. And apparently my mouse stopped working there. If you're willing to give it, some tries and build stuff yourself, invent stuff yourself, and I know a lot probably don't think they can because they leak the creativity to it, but really creativity is it's a side effect. It's a side effect of you having already experienced, experimented with the stuff previously and learned how things work. And that's where it is really. You have to experiment and you have to learn, and if you don't, then you won't learn and you won't be able to ever create cool stuff yourself. What was I on? Okay, I'm thinking I could actually have moved that one more down, because this water line could actually go here and I actually want it to go there. So I could probably have stuck that one more down, but I will keep that in mind for the next build, I think. Actually, should I change that now? If the water... Oh, right, so the water would be here, and then it would drop one. Okay, never mind, we're gonna keep it like this. And then we have that there, we have the drop here, and then we have the thingy here. There. Okay. So this is basically the way we're gonna build the rest of them, or I am. We're gonna build it like this. Just gotta there. Alright, so here it is, the finished machine. Now obviously I'm gonna be building some walls up here. Actually, I just noticed another thing I forgot to place. Again, glass is so far a tricky material for me to obtain, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be building it all in what's it called? In glass like this, but I'm building it so that you can see it right now, and I'm thinking, actually, can I have a maintenance access? Yeah, okay, so I can make a maintenance access right here, so I can get in and you know, toy with it, make sure that the stuff works, check up on it. But this is the way that it's going to be built. All that space for just 2 spawn spots. And as I've noticed in 1.9 pre-release 4, we get significantly less melon slices. Usually if you had 6 spawn spaces, or excuse me, 12, you would have around a stack of melons when you harvested that. But that's not the case anymore. You get like 1 melon for every harvest. So that's a little that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but if it's automatic and we just receive stuff all the time, you know, then really it shouldn't be that big of an issue. But here it is. I will build the rest of them, and then we will hopefully see them in action. Alright guys, so here we are. It's all done. 6 modules are completed. I must say the yield rates are somewhat low. I mean, so far I've been watching a little TV, just letting this thing run for a bit, and standing down there and walking around and doing other stuff and coming back. I have so far received, I don't know, 30 melon slices, and per average per Minecraft day we're talking, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 slices. I mean, really, it is really disappointing how little you get. Also considering that these melon slices are pretty much useless unless you use them for potions. So I don't really know how I feel about this setup. I'll let it run for a while, but if I don't change, if my feelings for this thing doesn't change, then I think I'm gonna rip it all down and build my own setup, because it's a lot more scalable. It does... Oh, something. It just went off. And it went off again somewhere. But again, it is somewhat random. Actually, you guys can help me here. There's 2 ways we can deal with this. 1, we rip this down and build my setup, the one you saw. And 2, we can go crazy and build Well, I'm thinking if we get 5 a day for 6, then we'll need... I don't know, I'd like to get 20 a day at least. So we would need at least twice. We'd need at least 6 of these additionally on top of what we already got. And of course you gotta remember that we also need space for the pumpkins. So, and as I know right now, I don't want to stack this to sky limit because it's gonna kind of make the architecture of the building look kind of weird. So I'm only gonna be able to put 3 more on here, I think. Actually, I believe it was... Wait a second, we're gonna check here real fast. So we're on 84 and all the way up here. Oh damn, why am I going all the way over here? That wasn't necessary. And here we are on 96, and then we gotta go one more up because of that torch. So 97, that's... actually now I forgot how so 97, so that's a 16, no 13 difference in level. So building 2 extra modules on top would lead us to 110, and then we could build 1 more. That would be 2. Yeah, okay. So we'd almost reach sky limit if we did that. If we built the 3 modules on top of this. So the other fix for this would be building 3 up and then expand it out onto this place and do the same thing. That's pretty much the only solution that I've got, and I don't know if I like that. Otherwise we could pull this down and build it in a tower for itself. You know, build one big, really big ass melon farm tower, melon and pumpkin tower. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. That's basically what we have on the tables. You've seen me build this. It is really a nice piece of redstone engineering, but because of the nerf in just this patch, it seems like it's become sort of pointless. But I don't know. So leave me some comments about it. And that's it for this time, guys. If you enjoyed the episode, please remember to leave a like. It helps bring my videos to more people. And if you aren't subscribed, if you found this video somehow through another like or from search or wherever, remember to subscribe. I will do more crazy stuff, and that's basically what this is all about. Crazy redstone stuff. And of course this base, we want to eventually have everything. Oh, by the way, that's my temporary pumpkin farm. So yeah, that's that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.